I guess we just go big. Admittedly, we could also, yeah, we literally just go big because these all cost nothing right now. So we augment until, like, you know, bear in mind, never be a dick about this, right? Never be a dick about this in terms of the fact that do not, like, you know, force this out. Like, only get as many as you need to, right? Hello, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel, again with another deck. Right, this time we've gone through landmarks. Now we're starting to make our way through champions and whatnot. So I've decided to start with Viktor, because actually somebody was asking in the comments for a Viktor deck. Now, this is not going to be a Viktor deck you're going to be expecting, because it's got a Gomez twist, so it's gone insane. It's called Frankenstein's creation. Let's get into this. So like I said, the deck is called Frankenstein's creation, so we're working off, because this is technically a spooky Viktor deck. Okay, this is technically a spooky Viktor deck, but it's got some funny bits in it that are potential combos. So let's quickly go through bit by bit what's going on. So, because obviously, like, Frankenstein's monster was like he brought it back from the dead, and I thought it was hilarious with working with Vimji. So let's go with this. So we're bringing the mad scientist back alive himself with heroin, with rekindler. It's so much fun to actually make it so you get multiple Viktors on the board, because the reason why multiple Viktors on the board is funny is that once he levels up, which he does do quite a lot, like very easily in this deck, he makes all created cards cost one less. And who's the king of creating cards? Well, this man, of course. So if you end up creating loads of cards, the cost of those cards ends up becoming less with multiple Viktors, and this card just like kicks ass, like, you know, and the augments that are coming off of that as well as the randomosity of what cards are created. There is actually an infinite loop in this deck as well, but I do want to say, I'm looking at camera here because it's important. Don't be a dick about it, okay? There's an infinite loop, but don't be a dick. Just get your Viktors up to the point of necessary to win or to do damage. If you're not gonna win, to do Fuji, and then leave it. Don't be a dick who just spams this and just like keeps throwing more and more out and basically holding your opponent hostage. Never do that, because we know that that's a dick move. Obviously, there was like an infinite loops that happened in the past. It's the idea of the game. The game is fun for both people, okay? It's about two people trying to outwit each other. It's a game of chess. A game of chess is not fun if instead of making your moves, you put a big block, a big blockade, like a box on top of your opponent's side, and go, well, there you go, mate. You can't touch any of your pieces. So, GG, that's not a game, okay? That's just being a prick. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's what that is. So let's just watch it. Let's just get into this. Remember, since I'm not condoning this. I know that if there is an infinite loop in here, and you're willing to, and it's great to use for lethal and for getting your stuff up to what you need, but don't use it past that point. That's all I will say to you. Anyway, enough of that, which is serious talk over with. The infinite loop here is the one copy of Shadestalker, because once Viktor levels up and you've got multiple Viktors on the board, like at least two of them, once you play the first one, making sure you play the first one on Nightfall, all the subsequent creative copies cost 0. And them being costing 0, you just keep throwing them out on top of each other, and you just buff the hell out of Viktor with the augment, and then attack forward. That's the plan. Bearing in mind that if you've used heroin and you've got multiple Viktors who have come back, so you've got the Viktors who have come back through Rekindler who are going to stay, but then also, Viktor's probably like the strongest unit in here, so you're going to actually get Viktors back who are going to be ephemeral as well from heroin. So then you just buff everyone up. You just buff all the Viktor boys up, then go forward. GG. So let's quickly go through every point of this bit by bit. Fading Memories. Fading Memories is a great card for creation, as well as the fact that it can be used. So there's multiple uses for this. Number one, which is my primary use, is to use on back alley Barkeep so that I can throw another copy of him out so that I'm leveling him up, because I call it leveling him up, but it's what it is, increasing the amount of cards he's going to be putting back in your hand. That's number one. Number two, it can be used on your opponent's cards. So you can grab something off your opponent that you need just to get you through a situation, or if it's got a summon effect, you can use that summon effect for yourself, as well as the fact that that then helps with Ezreal, because you've targeted an enemy minion, so it actually helps with the Ezreal level up. The exact same thing is said for these copies. Its main use is to make copies of a back alley Barkeep, but it also can be used defensively to grab hold of something and then get a 1-1, so it's going to be better than the copy that's played on the board on your opponent's side, and that also helps level Ezreal if you're targeting your opponent's side. So there's the things. I just want to say right now, Ezreal's whole purpose in this deck is to provide aggro and to provide something which he has to do something, like your opponent has to do something about. They can't just leave Ezreal. Like, they have to do something about him because he's hitting into the core and creating mystic shots. The best thing about it is that the created mystic shots he makes helps level Viktor. Viktor's the main champ in this deck, but the secondary champ, the supporting champ, is doing a lot of work which is forcing your opponent to actually have to deal with it. And actually, he can be a win condition in himself, because there's actually ways of leveling Ezreal, and the amount of spells and creation means that you can actually get a number of hits into your opponent with leveled up Ezreal. But let's go back into this, right? So Ballistic Bot, you always want to be rummaging to try and get Ballistic Bot in hand. Ballistic Bot is such an amazing card if played early, because of the fact that his ignitions are helping level up Viktor as well as helping augment himself. So you're doing 1 damage into the enemy nexus, and then you're increasing his damage, making him a very viable threat. Warden's Prey, great 1-drop in Shadow Isles, which it can be used defensively, and he's creating a card in hand that you can then play, which is yet again helping level Viktor. Trail of Evidence, really great card. Leveled up Ezreal loves this card, but also Viktor loves this card because it creates a card for 0 that you just play, and yet again you've helped Viktor, and if you've got any augments on the board, you're helping them. Which is Unspeakable Horror, really good target spell for dealing with your Teemos and your Zoes. Like, really good card for dealing with those, as well as the fact that obviously it's draining, so it's going to be giving you a little bit of health, and if played on Nightfall, it's a creation card. Thus, for the target is helping Ezreal, the creation is helping Viktor. So great card all around in this deck. Aftershock, so many landmarks at this moment in time, people experimenting and whatnot, so you do need that counter, and Aftershock is working as a target spot. It can also, if they're not running landmarks, deal free damage. That can actually deal free damage to the enemy nexus if needed. Back alley Barkeep, just a creation tool. Like, he's a creation machine. We love this man. Creation, yet again, coming off of these, as well as the fact that that is going to be doing damage. Leveled up Ezreal loves the puff caps, but also Viktor loves it for the puff caps for the level up, because they're created, as well as the fact that any augments are loving it. When Viktor is leveled up, those puff caps cost 0, and so if Ezreal was on the board with Viktor leveled up, and you throw these, if Ezreal, then you're just like loving all the damage which is going in for free. Rekindler is here to bring back Viktor. If needed, he can bring back Ezreal. If Viktor hasn't died, which you technically are trying to kill Viktor, but if Viktor hasn't died and Ezreal's died, you could bring Ezreal back. If he's going to be leveled up, he's going to be very powerful for you in this deck. Vengeance, removal tool, and then Progress Day for a little bit of draw, and then Harrowing to bring everything back if needed. A few notable things that, were honorable mentions, shall we call them. I did consider Vile Feast. Vile Feast is a magnificent card that can help deal damage, so it gets a target and it's putting a spider on the board, but it's not really helping Viktor with augment. It's helping Ezreal, and it's helping with tempo, but it's not actually helping Viktor, and I wanted to concentrate on Viktor. Switching it, Pesky Spectre, not in this deck because technically he counts as a creation card in terms of once he dies and goes over to your opponent's side, but I chose not to use it because the fact that this works more in a burn deck. Once they start playing it and giving it to you, it becomes the negative effect you're trying to apply upon your enemy. I did actually consider Thermal, because Thermal is a really great removal tool, especially for like a bigger champions and bigger board things. So technically you could easily replace something for this, but the deck as the way I was running it, I didn't decide to put Thermal in, but Thermal could go into this deck. Go Hard has not been put into this deck because there's not enough draw in this deck for Go Hard. Go Hard works really well in decks which are continuously drawing and decks that specify on drawing spells. This deck is all about draw. The only draw mechanics in here are really Glimpse, which is Glimpse, Static, which again is helping you with your Ezreal, and Progress Day. Other than that, there's not really much draw going on in this deck. So Go Hard actually comes almost like, you know, although it's an amazing card, amazing value card that does 5 damage, it's a creation card. Like once you start putting copies in your deck, it becomes a creation card for Viktor. It's sadly like I decided not to put it in this deck because I just like it might you could slice it in somewhere, right? You could easily slice that in somewhere, like potentially getting rid of Unspeakable Horror to put this in, but in all honesty, I preferred the Unspeakable Horror over this because this deck is primarily supposed to be a Viktor spooky. I mean, you could definitely still do it. It's just that I chose not to. Doesn't mean it's a bad choice. It just means that I chose not to do it. The unfortunateness of Jerry and Rummage did not make it into the cut of this deck. I did try to initially, because you know Gomez loves a PNZ deck where he throws Jerry and Rummage in, but sadly, I just couldn't put them in. And the other card that I tried to put in but then had to squeeze out just because there was other things that I wanted to make room for, is the Elusive Cat. I was very upset that I had to take you out of this deck because you've got amazing voice lines, but sadly I had to take you out because of this. Obviously Submersible as well is an option. Submersible is as well an option. I didn't put it in, but there's no reason not to. It's a good draw card, and you're most of the time going to be playing 10 cards so that you can actually get the level up on that. So admittedly, this is actually a good card, but there's nothing that in this deck I want to get rid of. Potentially a back alley Barkeep, but he's in there for my banter's sake. So that's the reason why I love back alley Barkeep in this deck. It's all there for the banter. It is Frankenstein's creation, so it needs to be somewhat mad and crazy. It should be Gomez's creation, but you know, people won't understand that as easy on a thing. Anyway, bear in mind, obviously, to apologise, I've just been rambling and upset bollocks for a long time. Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, shameless plug time. I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So if you want to come catch this action live, as well as the fact that on Thursday stream, I will be giving away my last set of Twisted Fate cards. These cards, I said I've been giving away sets. This will be the 6th and final set. I've been giving away 6 sets for this month of Christmas, the merry month of Christmas. Also, there is the Discord link down below if you want to do that. Thank you to everyone who has supported me by subscribing and by following me. I hit my yearly goals, and honestly, thank you so much. If you haven't already subscribed and enjoying what you see, then why not hit that subscribe button? But honestly, all of your support, every single one of you has been amazing. So thank you all so much. I just hope I can continue to entertain you the way that I hope that I do. Yeah, so yeah, I think I've covered most of the bases, if not all of them. I might have forgotten 1 or 2 things, but anyway, that's not important. What is important is let's just see how this deck does in a couple of matchups. I'm guessing this is Undying Landmark. My guess is this is Undying Landmark, but I could be wrong. But the guess is Undying Landmark. I'm actually going to keep half the show just in case this is what I think it is. My guess would be Undying Landmark. The funny thing is, like, I might actually make a copy if he's Undying, just because if he's got Ruination and things along those lines, actually making a copy if he's Undying so we can keep up with, so that we can just keep up with that might be interesting. It's got no early game. Which works quite nicely for us. We're actually going to watch it. We're going to immediately attack forward because we want to keep that mana. That's the reason we want to keep the mana. We want to keep the mana just to knock down of its perch. So I can only assume this is Undying Landmark, right? Undying Landmark makes 100% sense for what's currently happening. He's already thrown Landmark, so throw out the Undying. Oh, no, no, crap. He's got another one. We haven't got the ability to stop the second one. Okay, so feel like what I'm gonna do, go for an ignition. Go for an ignition. Potentially go for trail of evidence. Go for trail of evidence. I'm just trying to think like, do I just go into next turn with full on mana? So there, we play the little man. Either way, he can't kill this unless he's got a Mark of the Isles. Yeah, either way, he can't kill right now. So I'll take that. We could actually just throw out Barkeep and just like, you know, get this rolling. But I feel like we go for an open attack here because we want to be like killing this before he gets the chance to like add anything else. We could even, as I said, we could actually make a copy of our bot. We could make a copy of our bot here. Ooh. I mean, I can end up making a copy of that. I feel like we make a copy of that next turn. Okay, do we... I'm just trying to think now. Is the plan Barkeep here, just to get the Barkeep on the way as well? Bearing in mind that this deck can make copies of the Barkeep, like in terms of like we could use Fading Memories or... Ooh, do I want to use you? That's going to be the question right now. Do I want to use you just so we're starting that in the deck so that... No, we want to draw Viktor. Like, the thing of this is going to be diluting the top of our deck. We want to be making sure that we're drawing things we want to draw. So this works so well with these little things in what's his face? Shadow Isles. Right. So what we do is, so we use Glimpse on whatever he grab. Actually, no, he can't grab anything with that one. He can grab with this one. Alright. We defend and then Glimpse. We defend and Glimpse. Right. So we're gonna just totally let him like make the decisions right now, and then we'll do our moves from there. Because I kind of want to use this on top of his Radiant Guardian and then just take it from him. That's going to be the plan. So, feel like we... I feel like we defend... Oh no, wait a minute. Or do we? No, wait. Here's what we do. Oh no, we do. We've got to kind of defend there, don't we? Because otherwise we are going to be giving him that heal. Is what I'm thinking. Or do we not care about that heal, I guess? So what we could do is use Glimpse here just to deny that grab off of that one, and then make a copy of his Radiant Guardian. Make a copy of his Radiant Guardian and then like play it. We've actually got the Vengeance ability because bear in mind, he's not running any champions, right? So actually, oh crap, I can't because I use Glimpse, I can't do this. I'm still gonna make a copy of it though. Still make a copy. Potentially, right? We throw out Ignition just because yet again it's a card which is helping towards Viktor. Throw out Ignition. Oh, I'm expect. Does he potentially rally here? Does he potentially does the deck? I could see rally being in that deck to be actually a really powerful thing. Once you get your Undyings up, then the rally move comes out. I could actually honestly see it. Yeah, here we go. So still got that in that same situation. Okay, a big part of me, I kind of want to keep the ability to be able to use this, but at the same point, like, you know, I need to. So right, I'm gonna attack forward here. I might keep the Barkeep back.
Stay back.
Yeah, so we do this move. Do this move.
Time to go.
Because I really want to keep the Barkeep alive so I can make a copy of him so I can bring him back later. Because obviously we get once we get multiple Viktors on the board, we get value out of all the stuff that he makes. We get a lot of value out of all the stuff that he makes. That's the plan. Ooh, not gonna lie. I mean, that's the ephemeral copy. I don't know whether or not he actually wanted to play the ephemeral copy. He probably didn't. Oh! That's quite big, wasn't it? That's quite a bold move. I mean, okay, maybe rally. Maybe potentially rally comes out here, right? Yeah, again, a reason to play the ephemeral one is if he's playing rally. Okay. Potentially we throw the bot out as well. Throw the bot out. Right, let's go. So that dies. These all go back. The main thing to remember is that he has to be very careful of the space on the board as well. He has to be very careful of the space that he uses on the board. So actually, we could actually just defend here and vengeance on top of this one. Vengeance on top of that one. We still take some damage, but like not all the damage that we would be taking, and we still get to keep you alive. Okay, yeah, but he gets the draw. Makes sense. Makes all the sense. He potentially plays another one of those this turn. I'm guessing the deck's got to have rally, right? The deck's got to have rally to make sense. Like on his side, I mean. But it's okay, because all you need to do, we just need to keep our head above water. Just need to keep our head above water. Get the augment. Get the augment. Well, Viktor's near enough leveled, right? Viktor's near enough leveled. So it's all good. Yep, there we go. There's the rally. Do we want to make a copy of that? Do we want to rally? No, I guess we don't. I mean, I can always use vengeance on that. Yep, so he grabs that. We can actually kill his other one as well. Or do we want to keep the augments going? Because I guess we just want to keep the augments going, don't we? We can always use vengeance. Always use vengeance on Crown Guard if needed. Because he could potentially use what's his face, the Chronicler. He could potentially use Chronicler on that just to finish. So if we killed that now, then we know that's something we don't have to worry about. Is potential of Chronicler use is not what we want to be dealing with. Because obviously if he Chronicler, then he just immediately, like, it resummons and yeah, so okay. Part of me feels like, do I just play Viktor onto this board just to see whether or not he's going to go for a very ballsy move? Could actually just do the ignition here, because ignition yet again we just get in that little bit closer, get Viktor that little bit closer to level. Helps with this guy. We didn't go into next turn with full spell mana. Go into next turn full spell mana. It's not bad. Okay. Barkeep is here. We can actually make a few copies of Barkeep now. And I said, like, Viktor's nearly close to the... We throw Viktor out, right? Because we don't, as I said, we don't mind Viktor dying. The comedy is we don't actually mind Viktor dying because even if Viktor dies, we bring him back. We've actually got Rekindlers. We've actually got Rekindlers in hand now. That just means that actually Viktor dying is not exactly a 100% problem for us. So, potentially throw you out, just because this gives me, I can level Viktor while he's here now. So, I mean, we can actually get Viktor past this. Okay, so we get Viktor past this now. The funny thing is we kind of wanted him to die. We kind of want him to die, but at the same point, if we can protect him, we protect him. But because we want our opponent to use more resource to kill Viktor. We want our opponent to use more resource to kill him. So, although we could actually kill Viktor ourselves, if we really wanted to, we could actually kill Viktor ourselves here. How much does that actually cost? That costs 3 carats. I was gonna say, like, because I mean, I do have the ability to make a comp. I mean, technically, actually, I could have used that. I could have used that because I could have used that because the fact that I obviously could go off of a Fading Memories, and that would have cost 2 because it would have been created. Okay, so is there a potential another rally that comes out here? We've given Viktor elusive, which is actually quite nice. Big part of me kind of wants to see what gets created here. What gets created here? What do we have to? Oh, a peddler. Peddler's quite nice. So he's forcing more damage into my core. Forcing more damage in. I'm gonna throw out peddler. I mean, we've got actually so many abilities to make shrooms, but what we want to do is we want to go Fading Memories, Fading Memories, and then just play this. Because again, bear in mind that Victor's actually getting bonuses from the fact that we are playing all these kind of like created cards. We could actually do it again. A big part of me wants to be using this on my Barkeep. A big part of me wants to be using it on my Barkeep. Potentially single combat or concerted strike as well on Viktor from the Undying, so you need to be careful about that.
Takes time.
Feel like we throw you out. I feel like we throw this out just so that we can get another person to be elusive. Yeah, single combat makes sense. It does make all of the sense. Sadly, Viktor, you do not get to attacking devastatingly, but we can at least make sure that I know Rekindler's bringing that back, so we don't actually mind Viktor dying. But what we're going to do is we're going to attack in this way. We're trying to force our opponent to use all their resource out. Like, we don't actually. We could even ping. We could actually ping that if we really wanted to. My main thing is I don't really want to be diluting the top of my deck right now. But potentially, depending on obviously what the situation calls for, we might have to. We might have to just do that just for the benefit of the greater good, as it were. The greater good. Harrowing's nice as well now. So once we play Rekindler, so sacrifice for a greater cause. How does he get Batman out of all of this? Okay, we play the Rekindler. We get Viktor back. As I said, we've got Harrowing now, so actually playing the Rekindler, we don't mind doing. Because we know that Viktor can come back multiple times now, so it's all good. Going for killing that. Going for killing that. Going for killing Viktor. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this man. Nobody cares about this poor little man here. Okay. I'm actually gonna use this. Use this here, and then I'm gonna make a copy of my bar. Gonna make a copy of my Barkeep. just because I really want to. We could actually just again, just to kill Batman, because I'd feel really bad if Batman survived. I'd feel bad if Batman survived. Let's at least kill Batman. So literally, the only thing that survives on his side of the field is this guy, and that means that if he rallies, I don't mind it, right? Because it literally is that which it means more for me, which like here I can just pass this turn. I feel like I feel like the Rekindler is the plan. Actually, right, we can actually get an infinite combo of these guys off, just to make what's his face go insane, right? Because 2 Viktors have died. A big part of me really wants a 3rd Viktor so that we can make hilariousness happen with the Barkeep. Because if we do this, see, the thing of it is that only one of those Viktors stays, and that's kind of upsetting, one must admit. But at the same point, like, he could have Ruination, right? Our opponent could have Ruination, which would suck for us. Or do we just throw you out? Toe the line. Oh, so we go big. We go big and see whether or not this works. Obviously, so if our opponent's got Ruination, our opponent's got Ruination. But if our opponent hasn't got Ruination, then potentially better. We do have another Harrowing in the deck. Bear in mind that this is the only Viktor who's going to survive. The rest of the Viktors will die. So I feel like potentially... Ooh, he does not have the Ruination. He's trying to defend it. So okay, so I guess we just go. Big. Admittedly, we could also. Yeah, we literally just go big because these all cost nothing right now. So we augment until bear in mind, never be a dick about this, right? Never be a dick about this in terms of the fact that do not force this out. Only get as many as you need to, right? Only get as many as you need to know that you're going to be doing really good trades and really good good trades and potential victory as well, right? So if we get ourselves to the point where we literally can make sure that, and we can at least make sure that getting through is going to be okay, and there we go, which then we can do even some of those if we really wanted to. But here's what we do: we go forward with all of this. We keep the one Viktor who is the one Viktor who can live through all this. We keep him alive. Admittedly, we should have maybe attacked forward with him. We should have maybe attacked forward with our one Viktor who actually would have survived here. I regret that decision of not attacking forward with everything. I don't know what, I decided to keep him back just in case our opponent had a counter. Don't know what counter they would have had, but I felt the need to do so. So potentially he grabs, which is like this could always grab things. So I might actually regret the decisions that I've made, right? I might end up regretting. Actually, no, he killed himself with his straw. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The shrooms killed him. He killed himself with his straw. This is perfect. That was actually technically a misplay on our part. We should have just gone forward with everything, but. Hard the cards, Yugi! Hard the cards! Is this actually going to be the a Targon's Peak deck? Are we actually going to be against Targon's Peak? You know it's going to be a thing, right? You know it's going to be a thing. Do we actually? I mean, he gets so much more value. We keep that. We keep Aftershock because he actually is going to get so much more value. Part of me's like, do I don't know. I want to keep this. I don't know why I want to keep this, but I'm going to keep this. I'm thinking of copying something on my opponent's side. I don't know what I'm going to copy, but part of me's feeling about copying something on my opponent's side here. So, luckily enough, like all of our stuff kind of works around Avalanche. You're so lucky. You're so lucky I don't have Ezreal out right now so that I could get my Mystic shot. I mean, admittedly, as I said, I don't have the mana, but you're so lucky. Okay, so next turn he can throw Landmark out. Next turn he can throw Landmark out. He's got significant ramp going on. Feel like I throw Ezreal out. I should have done Ignition first. But I'm gonna throw Ezreal out. So he throws. I mean, the thing of it is that if he throws Landmark out, we basically almost have to Aftershock. But another part of me is like, do I Aftershock it or do I? I mean, he might not even be playing Landmark, right? He might just be playing standard ramp. Or he might not have the Landmark, is also a thing. So, okay, fine. He probably plays Trundle. He plays Trundle this turn. Like, this is the plan here. He plays Trundle. Oh, no, he does. Okay, no, he does play Targon's Peak. Okay, then. It is legitimately Landmark. I mean, I need to hope that I can get that out and be okay. I need to hope that I hope he hits something terrible. Just hit something terrible and work for me, Landmark. Work for me. I don't really know. There's nothing in my hand that I really. I mean, you've killed yourself, Landmark. Well played. Hopefully, don't give him something good. Don't give him Feel the Rush. Don't give him A Soul. I mean, that still doesn't. That's not exactly the best thing because he can still kill, he can still kill Ezreal. But I mean, I guess Ezreal doesn't actually matter in this deck. He's not a massive thing. We could actually make a copy of this. Okay. Alright. I feel like we. I want to be making a copy at the same time, so when because that costs 7, right? Like, no, is it 7 or 8? This normally costs. I can't even remember how much this normally costs. I think it's 8 actually. So we're not going to be playing it for a little while. Sorry, we're going to kill Richard. We're killing Landmark immediately. Let's just get that out of the way. I mean, admittedly, he might have another Landmark in hand that he just plays right now. He might have another Landmark in hand, but we've got to go for it, right? Heals core, makes sense. I just think I need to keep this back to make something that he's not expecting me to make from his side of the field. That's going to be the plan with that. So he goes forward and he grabs Ezreal because that just makes like all the sense. He can no longer play Targon's Peak again, so if he's got another one in hand, he can't play it at the moment.
It's not like I've got better things to do.
Okay. I mean, his was burst speed, so I don't know why it took. Oh, because he had to choose which thing he wanted. It's fine. Okay. So he grabs Ezreal. Makes 100% sense.
No way.
Might as well use the ignition here. Potentially even just throw out the other ballistic bot. In all honesty, just throw out the other ballistic bot right now. Potentially even throw this out, because I mean we kind of have to be aiming for. I mean, actually no, we make a copy of this guy right now. Actually no, shit, he's not gonna. No, I'll say if Landmark was still on the board, I'd make a copy of him right now. But Landmark's not on the board anymore, because Landmark obviously that would be working for me, because having something big like that in my hand, the potential of getting it for 0 cost. Okay, so I feel like we just use the ignitions. We just use the ignitions. There's no bed like. Oh, Harrowing doesn't really help us here. The fact that we've killed his Landmark early is kind of what's helped us. So just using our ignitions. Use our ignitions. So this one at least can trade. This one at least can trade. I feel like we just go forward with this. He's potentially got Troll Chant, right? He's potentially got Troll Chant. We are punished by Troll Chant, actually. Do we want to do this, or do we leave it? Potentially we just leave it. Go into the next turn, because I feel like Troll Chant really does punish that. Whether or not he's got Troll Chant or not, I don't know. But if we could just get it to the point where I don't honestly mind about Troll Chant, then that's fine. I believe it's 8 costs though. I believe it's 8 costs, so we can actually make a copy. Ooh, he's not doing anything. Okay, well I mean. We do the ignitions. We do the ignitions because there's literally. I mean, to be fair, he could have actually grabbed the other ballistic bot. Like before I buff it, he could actually be grabbing the other ballistic bot right now. A little bit surprised that he's kind of. I mean, I'm guessing like he's got feel the rush in hand. He's got feel the rush in hand, and the plan here is just he knows he's going to be using feel the rush, and so. Oh no, he's got no Targon's peak. Okay, we copy. We copy you, because at least we got a chance of you being 0 cost. We could even fade in memories it as well, just so that we've got double the chance. We've got one that's going to be ephemeral and one that's not. We've got double the chance of getting this. We could actually, actually no. We want to maximize our chance here of getting the big man. Maximize the chance of getting avalanche. So killing this, it's okay. 40 Toad out of everything here was not the one I was looking for. So we could. Right, I'm gonna wait and see what our opponent does. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I didn't know if he was gonna do a challenge. Okay, so we do have Vengeance now. We do have Vengeance, and of course, what we hit is the. Of course, what we hit is not what we wanted to hit. But on the plus side, the R1 is actually slightly bigger than his one's going to survive, so it's all good. 2 damage to everyone, isn't it? 2 damage to all. So he does actually kill. Actually, that means that I can't trade with you. You've done smart moves, Yugi. Smart moves. How many cards have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I do this. If I do this, I put 10 cards back in my hand, and then I just use the ignitions. How close are we on Victor? I mean, Victor's leveled. Victor's having a really good time right now. So I could actually use this to get rid of. I could use his own landmark removal against him, right? Okay, so let's just throw out the 0 cost one. So the thing is that I could actually trade this off. I could trade either of them off. But the question is, do I want to? Because of the fact that I do know that I am actually, if it's up to its full glory, it can trade with his challenge, and actually still live. I mean, obviously it would require another remove. Why the 40 Toad out of everything here in this hand? Why do you choose this one? Okay, how much do you cost again? So you cost 8. So I can't actually use this turn. He's got such like a full hand. He's got such a full hand, and I don't know what he's hit on his side. This is just risky because I don't know what's happening either way here. The Targon's peak has made, but honestly, what is going on here? Heart the card Yuki's not working for me today. Not on this one. Okay, so he throws him out. He throws it. I don't actually know. Like, is his 0 cost still Feel the Rush? His 0 cost could still be Feel the Rush. Do I play this guy forward just because he's going to die anyway? Or do we wait? I play the 0 cost for the Toad to get him out of my hand. He's going to be tossing some of my cards is the problem. I don't actually want to toss any of my cards, but I'll throw forward the Thorny Toad. We just pass. We just pass here. What benefit do we have to going into this? I mean, technically what I could have done is I could have burst speeded this, but I'd prefer to pass and know that... So immediately we got a static shock for 0. It's like, do I see what he gets for 0 cost, or do I just instantly go... It is mathematics. You are absolutely right, my friend. It is mathematics right now. Because the question is, do I throw you out, or do I actually make a copy of your Who Stares just so that I can remove your landmark from the field? So I'm using your own landmark again. I'm using your own removal against you, Yugi. But also, we don't know where he's hit. He could have hit Feel the Rush, right? He could have hit Feel the Rush. Which is problematic. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably one of the most problematic things he could hit. We got a 0 ping his core. Okay, so he got that. So he got the ability to use that. So I guess we do this. It feels nice. It feels nice. We could actually throw you out as well, because potentially he throws Trendemir into this. If he throws Trendemir into this, then we just throw Vengeance on top of him. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, because now it means, because if he then feels the rush, he then doesn't have the guy coming back from death. So actually, I don't mind this, because I know I've got a Vengeance coming for him. And so 0 cost just ping his 0 cost ping core. I mean, admittedly, Avalanche punishes us. Avalanche punishes, like, quite devastatingly, because I haven't got anything else I can play right now onto this field that means that, like, you know... Okay. Not what I was expecting, but still quite punishing, nonetheless. I guess I do a little bit of damage in there to it. But we can Vengeance one of these things. We can defend one. The main problem's gonna be So yeah, so we can Vengeance one of them, defend one, and he's still got a lot of damage coming at us, right? He's still got a lot of damage coming at us that we can't defend at the moment. So if he goes for a full on attack, he might actually, because he can decide where he can actually just pull this here and make sure that the rest of the damage is hitting in. But as I said, like, we've got a Vengeance, so okay, he doesn't do that, which actually kind of works a little bit more in my favor, because it means that I get to decide where that goes, and then I can throw the Vengeance in on top of here. We still survive. First I was afraid, I was petrified. I figured I could never live without you by my side, but this has worked. This has worked for me. He could have actually had Bastion. Bear in mind, the deck doesn't really run Bastion, but he could have had Bastion, like, as a potential thing. But I really doubt that deck runs it. So we go forward here. The lovely thing is that now these two are unstunned. I mean, admittedly, I didn't really care too much about this guy, but. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, admittedly, we do lose our infinite combo win condition. We We can still throw this forward. The question is there really any point in me throwing that? Actually, okay, so Ezreal's leveled. Ezreal's leveled now. So we kind of play him. Because why the hell not play him? Okay. Time for a true display of skill, Ezreal. We could have actually... What do we get from this? Out of curiosity, what do we get from this? So we get another Ezreal back. We can't... I mean, he's got the 10 defense that he could throw at us. I'm just trying to think actually whether or not that's worthwhile, because we do have another one in hand. If I had like more spells or Viktor was out, so these cost 0, so we had 2 Ezreals on the field, it would make a lot more sense. But sadly, it does not make sense in the current situation that we're in. So instead, we'll go with this. This makes sense. This makes sense because obviously he's gonna get his health back. We throw that directly into his core. Directly into his core. We can actually even do Unspeakable Horror. We can throw some mushrooms in there. We actually might be able to get around the fact that he was running Targon's Peak against us. So we throw this. Because I mean, it's 2 damage, right? Yeah, so I mean, sod it. We might as well just ping this just to be meh. Because if we did it into his core or not, it still would have been 2 damage going into his core. So let's just hit one of these guys as well. Ooh, another elusive. Actually works really well as like a blocker I can put out right now. So that kind of works in my favor. So throw you out. Throw you out, and then mushroom. Hope that he hits at least one of those shrooms. Hope that he hits a shroom so that we can justify this, because I mean we do actually. That's going to be a target. That's going to be a target. I think we might have pulled this one out of the bag and won, Yugi. Yep, because he grabs who he grabs. Viktor! I mean, nice of you to show up. Nice of you to show up with your unbelievable level. Your unbelievable level up. Like, you know, nice for you to show up, my friend. I mean, we immediately just go like, and that's GG. Unless he's got, he could actually have, what is it? He could have had Star Shaping. Star Shaping actually would have meant that wouldn't have been GG. But I mean, you know what? I had no idea how that was going to go down. We didn't get what we needed, but we got what we want. We got the result we needed in the end. So that is the Frankenstein's creation deck. I'm not going to lie. It needs a bit of improvement, but it's so fun to play. It is such a funny deck when it works, when you get the things in there that need to be done. I definitely think like there could be a few changes, right? There could be a few definitely ways to optimize this deck, but when it gets the things that it needs, it just works so unbelievably well and funny that I enjoyed this deck so much. Please let me know what you think down in the description down below. If you make any changes, let me know. If you run this deck, please let me know how it goes for you, because this is such a funny banter deck. I know that somebody asked me in the chat for a Viktor deck, and this is probably not what they were expecting. But I hope that they enjoyed this, and I hope that if they do create this, that they enjoy this finish. As I said, I do stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You want to come catch the action live on Twitch. As I said, on Thursday stream, I'll be giving away the last set of these Twisted Fate cards. So if you want to be getting involved in that giveaway, please feel free to. There will be giveaways in the future. I just want to point that out. This is not going to be the end of the giveaways. It's just the end of this giveaway for Christmas. But thank you all so much. There is the Discord link down below. Because we're making a lovely community in there. People who love Legends of Runeterra. People helping each other out, creating decks. I love it. This is what I want to be fostering, this kind of atmosphere of us all working together. That's what all of my videos on this channel are about. They're deck ideas, yes, but they're not perfect, and I even state myself, they're not perfect. They need changing, and it's up to us to work together to make these things happen. But honestly, thank you all so much for the support. Hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye. Flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me. That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.